Hey guys, yeah, something went wrong with the something went wrong with I don't know if I should explain it, but basically I'm in Ecamm Live and the camera was like frozen on an image from last night and I couldn't figure out how to unfreeze it and how to show the live feed. This has happened before. I think the first time I tried the software. I don't know exactly what's happening. So anyway, that happened. So I appreciate the patience, Brian. I think you said in the other one you were in a good mood. That's good. So that kind of threw me for a loop. I had to get it all started up and everything. So that was fun. All right. Hopefully other people join. Yeah. So today, basically, I wanted to talk about, well, as it says, listing on your phone versus your computer for eBay. Um, Wanted to share a video, a couple videos, one about a sale that I made yesterday. Excuse me, and a CD sale that I made yesterday, and another one about finishing up Gaylords in finishing up the Gaylords that I have in the warehouse, and then possibly talking a little bit more about selling stuff on eBay as well. Hopefully, some more people will join. But anyway, let's get it going. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live. Grab some water. Flippin' live, we're gonna strive. We're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' live, flippin' live, flippin' live, we're flippin' live. All right. Okay, cool. So it might just be you and I, Brian, for a while. um, well, let me share with you the sale that I had yesterday. I'll just show it's a quick little video about the where is it? This is the CD that I sold. I don't think there's any audio, but I sold it yesterday. Actually, I listed it. Oh, a couple more people joined. That's awesome, and they went away. Um, so I listed this called Flower Woman. As you can tell, it sold for $29.99. But I listed it yesterday. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. I can't remember. It was yesterday, the day before. But anyway, I did list it, and then it sold within like an hour. And it's one that I had to actually use Google Translate to figure out what CD it was, and it turns out it was a lady who that was not one of her first CDs, but apparently it's a fairly rare CD, and considering that somebody bought it right away, and that I had it. I pulled it out of a Gaylord. It's still sealed. Um, and the person that bought it said, "Oh, if you have any other sealed CDs from, uh, you know, Hong Kong Taiwanese singers, definitely let me know. I'd want to buy them." so, I'll message that person for sure if I come across some more, because I have another stack of like Chinese, other language, Asian language CDs that I have yet to really go through. I have another stack of of Vietnamese ones, language CDs, but in terms of like Chinese and that type of, or Chinese, I guess there might be some Korean ones in there. I'm not sure the difference, but I can tell the difference between Vietnamese and Chinese and Korean. Uh, just the lettering and the different types of words and that type of thing. So in that respect, in with that, I can at least like split them up. And I know the Vietnamese CDs, I know they can do really well together, and put them into a lot. But yeah, we'll see. Because I have like probably 30 or something, so I'll probably go through there and check and see if there's some other ones that she might be interested in. I don't know if any of them are actually sealed, but I'll have to see. Uh, so that was a nice sale. And yesterday I think I had like 5 items that I packaged up. So it wasn't a super busy day, but it was nice to have some items to sell or to take off to the post office. Um, and then, so I've had, I ordered 7 Gaylords. This was several months ago. It was either like February or March. And I slowly started to go through them. Actually, the last sale that I had, the last local sale I had on, uh, which was March 3rd and 4th, I believe. I believe that was the Friday and Saturday. That first Friday and Saturday of March was my last local sale. And that was just when the coronavirus, was starting to come into the US, and the very beginning of it. And before we went into quarantine, people were already, I had already put out wipes, and people were not really shaking hands and that type of thing. But I had people come out, and in April, in February, I had my best sales day for my local sales, because I do Friday and Saturday now. And that had been my best one. It had actually gradually gone up in terms of the amount that I was selling. And I had like almost 50 people buy from me, individual people buy from me. And then in March, it went down a little bit, my sales. And I think it had to do with the coronavirus starting. Hello, we have another person, Shao Toda. Welcome, glad you're here. Awesome. I think it had, at least in part, because I mean, in part to do with the beginning of that, of us coming into, coronavirus, everything going on with that and shutting down. But things were not shut down at that point, but it seemed like less people had come because of that. And maybe because of the weather wasn't so sunny then. But anyway, I don't know. Anyway, my point was that at that point I had probably like 5 Gaylords left, and that was beginning of March. And so since then, I slowly started working through them, because I remember a few people commenting on them. One guy in particular who was a regular, who showed up every time to buy some CDs from me and sometimes records, and he was talking about it. Oh my gosh, you're gonna go through all those? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go through all of them and find more CDs and whatnot. And he's like, I can't believe you can, by yourself, you're able to go through those Gaylords. And anyway, so it's kind of just been looming. I've been trying to finish those off so that I can move on to the other stuff that I have, clear out the space. And I finally finished going through them and clearing them out yesterday. And then yesterday I'll talk about it, that I finished off with the CDs. Let me just show you. Good morning, guys, and check it out. I finished all the Gaylords. There's 7 pallets and 7 Gaylords in the corner of my warehouse. And now all of this space has opened up to be used to be able to organize and sort and everything else. But I'll get rid of all of these boxes as well. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Over here, these are all from that second to last Gaylord that I had CDs in. Those are all ones that I've already scanned for Amazon, and I just have to go through and see if there's any that are worth selling individually on eBay, check the discs, and then sort them by genre, either keep them for local sale by artist or group, or over into the genre piles over here that I will keep some of locally, and the rest will go up on eBay for sale. And then something funny happened. All of these stacks over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are actually all from the last Gaylord that had still CDs in it. I just finished going through that about an hour ago. And a funny thing happened, which happened before, was that all of these
cases are empty. I made a video about that a couple videos ago, not a live one, but a pre-recorded, edited video talking about that and how that was really strange, and now it's happened for the second time. So I don't really know if it's just an anomaly, because the other Gaylords that had CDs in it, those CDs in the other Gaylord actually had all the CDs. So the only ones that were left with CDs was this pile here, right there. That was it from that last Gaylord, and then all of these are empty. So I'm gonna text my source just to let them know. It's not that big a deal, because they've always been really really great with me, and everything that I've bought from them by and large has been in as good a condition as it can be, because considering that they don't control the condition it's in. But anyway, nonetheless, yeah, I'm going to probably text them, just let them know. Sometimes they'll give me free stuff as well, and stuff like that happens. So anyway, guys, enjoy the rest of the live show. All the Gaylords.
All right, guys. So that was a video I shot yesterday, at some point yesterday, I think late in the morning. Good morning, Dylan. Good morning, JD. I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you for participating. Thank you for joining. Feel free to ask questions in the chat. And this is a video I shot yesterday just to share with you guys that I finally finished. Those are 7 pallets and Gaylords, and I had those since February, and I just finished those yesterday. Let me get rid of this. And so that was awesome. And all those CDs you see stacked up there on the table and then on the floor, I finished going through all of those yesterday. I stayed later last night, much later than usual, and I just wanted to get through them. 1 second, Dylan. And then so as you could hear from the video, that it turned out that last Gaylord, a lot of the CDs were actually empty, or the jewel cases were empty, probably like, I don't know, 90% or something. And that is the second time it happened with this batch. So that was really strange, because that's never happened before. So, it's probably an anomaly type of thing. But anyway, I was able to deal with all those and then sort out everything else. So that was pretty awesome. So that I can move on and start to get to some other stuff that I have to do there at the warehouse, which then I'll talk about. Let me write this down, what I'm doing today. But Dylan asked, do you do this full time, or is this your side hustle? Full time for me, yeah, full time. Full time in terms of as much time as I can put into it. My wife works as well. Now with the kids at home because of the quarantine, the school's closed down. We both, and she's working from home, so we both have to manage that. Before everything was closed down, I would work full time. I'd take the kids, or I'd pick the kids up from work or from school, but some days grandma would pick them up, that type of thing. But the hours that I do have, I definitely put into it full time. So today, in the same vein of talking about what's going on with my warehouse, now that I've finished up the Gaylords and freed up a bunch of space, today I'm actually have 3 locations I'm going to pick up some bookcases. I'm picking up 4 bookcases. 4 bookcases today. Oops. All right. Picking up, wow, it's supposed to be 95 degrees here today. That'll be fun. So I'm picking up 4 bookcases. These are all bookcases I found through local apps. Let's see, through Let Go and through, actually 3, right? Through Let Go, OfferUp, and on Facebook Marketplace. So one of them is really close to where I live, a few cities over. Another one is a little further away, about like 15-minute drive. And now there's no traffic these days because, of the lockdown, the quarantine. So in that sense, that's like one good thing that in terms of all the negative stuff going on right now with the virus. Let me move this camera up a little bit. So I'm going to go to that. So I'm going to go to the first one, pick up 2 shelves, bookcases. And these are large ones. I wanted very tall, like 5 to 6 shelf units, because what I'm going to do is put all my DVDs on them, all the DVDs alphabetized and by genre up against the wall. And it'll be really exciting for me because I'm going to free up a lot of space on the tables and another bookshelf where I can put books and more CDs. Anyway, and then I'm going to go to another location, another city about 15 minutes away, come back to the warehouse, and then I'm going to go to another one which is a little further away. But hopefully by midday, I should be done with that. Okay, Dylan asked a good question. Have you been worried about sourcing during this pandemic, or did you have an entire backlog to keep you busy? Have you getting lots of great profitable deals? Oh, sniping eBay auctions for media. Oh, okay. So your question, have I been worried? Not for me personally, because like I was just talking about, so when everything went into lockdown, I had about like four full Gaylords, 4.5 Gaylords of mixed media. And that took me a while to get through. And I just finished going through all of it. And that's why I've been able to list a lot more on eBay in terms of auctions and in terms of buy it now, individual buy it now items and a few lots. So I had a good amount. And also right after that first sale, that last local sale I had in my warehouse in the beginning of March, I was able to pick up 1,000 records for, I think I spent $400. And so those are still sitting in my warehouse and I have yet to go through them. And then I also, around that same time in March, picked up about 400 to 500 books. It's like 5 tubs full of books. So maybe it's not that many books, but about 5 tubs full of books for $20. So I've got those two things still to go through. And then I still have all my stacks of CDs. So yeah, so I was fortunate in the sense that I already had a lot of stuff to go through, and then before we went into quarantine, I was able to pick up a bunch of records and books. Um, I know there's still, there's a lot of people that just in terms of hearing, watching, not necessarily other YouTube videos, but reading a lot of I'm a part of a lot of Facebook reseller groups in terms of book reselling and media and CD and eBay and that type of stuff. And a lot of them talking about how it's difficult to source these days. But then other people, like you said, other people have their backlog or their quote unquote death pile that they're finally getting to, which is a good thing. And that's how I feel too, that the further along we go with this, like I probably have this is a guesstimate here, I would say at least 2 to 3, probably more like 3 weeks at least probably 3 weeks of items that I have to deal with in terms of the CDs that I have organized by genre. I'm going to go through them now and decide which ones I'm going to keep for local sale and put those away so I can put them out for sale for my next sale, whenever that is. And then the rest of them that I'm not going to keep for the local sale, I'm just going to put into lots on eBay. So I have to decide which ones I'm going to keep. Like that whole process is a few days, and then photograph them, weigh them, etc., and then list them on eBay. So that's probably going to be what I'm going to do mostly next week. And then once I'm done with that, then I have all the records to go through and all the books to go through. So I've got at least 3+ weeks of, and then I got a bunch of other DVDs that I've put to the side, like workout DVDs, ones that are still sealed, a bunch of other different types that I'm going to probably put into lots. So I probably am going to have 3+ weeks at least, and we'll see by the end of that. And also I'm organizing my CDs into the new bookshelf. So I have quite a lot to do. Dylan said he's been getting lots of great profitable deals, sniping eBay auctions for media. Sounds good. I have not been looking into that. I myself have been selling big DVD lots. And these are more like items that or DVDs that are more common, or titles that I already have and I don't need. And it seems like wholesale resellers have been buying them, but also some of those might just be people who want a bunch of DVDs. Dylan says GameStops have been having a buy 2 get 2 free sale on PS4 games and $9.99 and under. Been buying a whole ton of PS4 games for $5 each and selling on Amazon, for $15 to $20 each. Bolo. Cool. I think there's a GameStop near where I live in an adjacent city. I haven't actually tried that, but it Seems like a good idea. I wonder if there's a lot of other resellers locally doing that. Um, yeah, you have to. I think places like that are probably offering deals because there's not that much open, and they're trying to move inventory, make more money. I didn't even know GameStop. I don't even know if they're open here because I know here in California, almost everything is closed except, excuse me, of course, all grocery stores are open. Walmart, Target, I believe Home Depot's open. Excuse me. Of course, the post office is open. UPS, FedEx, but I don't know about GameStop. I've heard here and there about other stores reopening, either with limited hours or fully reopening, but requiring that everybody wears a mask, keeps their social distance, and that type of stuff. So I don't know if GameStop is open. Oh, you're saying online they've been doing that? Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. Online. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to check that out. That's another way. I mean, eBay. I mean, what I was talking about the other day, let's see, was that yesterday? Yeah, I was talking about how to get free books during quarantine yesterday, and uh, online is great. And I think all the local apps and whether it's Facebook Marketplace, there's a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Craigslist, not so much, but you can always check it. And on the local apps, right? Let's Go, OfferUp. People are, I think, so when it comes to books, a lot of people just give them away or give them away for cheap, selling them for cheap. Other types of media, though, video games, that type of stuff, it depends. Some people are just trying to get rid of stuff that they're not able to donate right now. So it's a good opportunity um, to try to fill that niche, right? That void of where thrift stores are closed, and so you might be able to get in there in between the people donating and the thrift stores, um, and see what happens. So what I'm going to try, I was talking about yesterday. So yeah, um, here Brian makes a good point. You can buy them using good, uh, using points for your credit cards too. Good point. Um, so we can. Uh, what was I going to say? Oh, right. So what I was talking about is you can try to grab things, post your own ads for donations, trying to say, donate your books to me. I'll gladly take it off your hands, which I'm going to come up with an image to do that. But what I'm doing also is I'm going to run some Facebook ads or a Facebook ad. I created a video yesterday in my warehouse, and then I edited it. I edited it in iMovie, added a few things to it, and then it's like a 35-second video, 40-second video. And I'm going to put together a Facebook ad, and then I'll share with you guys how it's going. So I need to submit the ad today. And then I will basically, what I'll do is I'll put probably like $5 a day or whatever. It depends on how big the market is. I'll probably select people that have interest in things like books in general, or all different types of books or reading, or their readers, and then I'll do a I'll target people that live within a certain radius of where I am, so maybe like 10 miles or something like that, uh, and then I'll run the ad and see how it goes. I did that a few months ago where I ran an ad for people to donate books, but this was before quarantine. I believe this was the end of last year, and I had a fair amount of responses from people, but it never actually turned into any donating. But I did have some interest, and one person said, "Oh, you need to keep running those ads." Remember, this is before we went into quarantine, when all thrift stores were open. They said, "Oh, you should definitely keep running the ads because a lot of thrift stores aren't accepting book donations, and a lot of just organizations are not willing to come and pick up the books from you." So I saw that as a good sign, even before the quarantine, when everything was open and people could donate to tons of different thrift stores. I saw that as a good sign, because I know that was happening with a lot of thrift stores where they were not accepting book donations because they had too many and they didn't want to deal with it. Books is always a good way to start. even if you want to get more into other media like video games or DVDs or records or CDs or anything, books always a good way to start, because it's a lot of people consider books to be um, valuable, however, not valuable at the same time. Like, to them, their books are really valuable and they should never be thrown away or recycled, that other people should read them, which is true. Other people hopefully can read them, but at the same time, there's so many books that they're kind of a lot of times just thrown away, thrown in landfills, recycled. So they're not considered valuable, even though a lot of them can be super valuable, as we saw from my video a couple days ago about those free books that I picked up and found that one, which is not sold yet. Hopefully it'll sell soon, that hardback that I picked up. Dylan said, do you live in a very, here, I'll pop this up here. Do you live in a very populated area? Ad sounds like a good idea if there's a lot of people. Yes, I do. So I live in Southern California, which, Southern California, but also I live further. I don't live in LA though, but I actually, technically, we do live in LA County, because LA County is massive. But we're further, further east, further inland. If you're familiar with the area at all, it's the Inland Empire. I don't know why they called it an empire, but someone dubbed it the Inland Empire, and it is inland, although it's not an empire. Although this area is growing a lot more construction going on in my city and adjoining cities. A lot of townhouse apartments, that type of stuff being built in the last 5 years, and more people are coming to live out here. I think a lot of people, they live out here and then they'll work in or closer to LA, so they'll do the commute. There's also a train that goes in. So anyway, so there's a lot of people. I mean, just if I do a 10-mile radius, run an ad, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people that I can target. There's millions of people that live within a 30-mile radius for sure. JD says, when do you think you can get more Gaylords? I don't know. I have to contact my source and find out if they have any more. But that's what I've been thinking about, whether I want to continue with the Gaylords or not. If I'm not able to generate a consistent flow of book or other media donations, or even just finding them on my own and paying for them inexpensively, then I'm going to probably have to continue with Gaylords. But what I would like to do is because I have the warehouse, because I have the local sale, I can use that as, I don't know if it's leverage, but as a way to convince people that, I'm not just, which is fine if you're just doing it from home. You don't have like a business outside of home. You can still do that. But by saying, I have a local warehouse, local sale that I put on, a Facebook page, it sort of legitimizes what you are. Anyway, and using that as a way to try to get interest in this and spread the word and locally, so that it can get around and hopefully become a source. So if I'm not able to build that up, then I'm definitely gonna have to continue with the Gaylords, but I'd prefer not to, just because Gaylords are especially with books, they're such a pain. They're so massive. The most of book Gaylords are duds. Even the ones that I might be able to sell locally. And also, other media, I get burnt out going through Gaylords. There's just so much, even though I know I'm fortunate to have the option. JC says, but you are, yeah, I am. Let's see. Brian says, idea of selling vinyl has been interesting to me, but I worry about buyers being sticklers on the condition, and there isn't a barcode to scan or ISBN, so researching would take a while. Okay, so vinyl, I did a lot of vinyl sales on Amazon a few years ago. I think that was 2016. I went much bigger into vinyl, and I sold hundreds and made some good money. So don't be scared of vinyl. I highly recommend it. It is more time consuming because some vinyl records will actually have a barcode, but the majority will not, especially the older ones. For instance, the 1,000 records that I bought in March, Most of those do not have barcodes. And in terms of records for me, unless I find a really valuable individual one, let's say going for over like $30, uh, I'm probably going to sell them locally. The more common ones, I just sell for $3 a piece, and then I have another box where I individually price them, and people do buy them. I price them a little bit lower, more of like the profit that I would make, uh, or a little more than that off of if I were to sell it online, just so people, are more likely to buy it. But I recommend vinyl, whether you're going to do it on Amazon, but if you can do it on Amazon or on eBay. Um, the more familiar you become with it, the better, like anything else. And in terms of the condition, the great thing about eBay, of course, is you can take pictures. On Amazon, you can take pictures too. And the prices tend, in general, unless it's something that's super collectible and rare, it might be better on eBay. But generally, the prices are a bit higher on Amazon. The other thing about Amazon is it's not really like collector's space. So a lot of times there'll only be like, okay, there'll be a certain vinyl, and then they'll say it's a remastered one or whatever, but you have the original, and there's only one listing, or maybe there's another listing for the same vinyl for the original, but it's not, it hardly ever sells. People don't really buy off of that one, so then you have to go and list on the newer version, but you have to be specific in your condition notes, which people do all the time, which I did before, and people didn't seem to mind. Put it in your condition note, vinyl from, let's say, 1978. Put the I think it has like a category code, I can't remember what it's called, and then just be real explicit about the condition. And with vinyl, I would, especially if there's damage, I would probably take pictures for Amazon, but definitely for eBay, because a lot of collectors go on there. You can take up to 12 pictures for free, and you want to take all those pictures and make sure that you divulge, or you explain any sort of blemishes or issues. Like, I mean, all the there's different vernacular, so I was looking for a record, I don't have one in here, but like, ring wear, you probably know what that is, where it shows sort of the circular indentation on the front and back of the record, because it's maybe been stacked on top of each other or pressed together over the years. Anyway, there's a lot of different types of record condition vernacular that you should learn, but I don't, it's more time consuming, but in general, records can be worth a lot of money. So I did well when I was looking for them and finding them and reselling them on Amazon. So I highly recommend it. Whatever you do, Amazon or eBay. Dylan says he has a bunch of good and newer textbooks. Would you recommend waiting until the end of August before listing them? Let's see. So, where are we? We're in May, June, July. There's two thoughts to this. So, I usually send in all my textbooks. Okay, I usually send in all my textbooks and don't hold them back. I'll say that, generally speaking. However, it depends on how much you paid for them, if you paid for them at all, how much you paid for them, and how much profit you want to get out of them. So if you do the research on a textbook and you see that during back to school times, it's selling for like 75 plus, even merchant fulfilled or whatever, it's going for a lot more money, which means you can probably get $100 for it, FBA. But right now the prices are like $50. Then you have to make a decision of, well, I could send it in and just price it at the higher price, and if you have a repricer, don't have it go down, just keep it at that higher price and just wait it out, and then you have to pay a little bit of storage fees. And maybe somebody will buy it at that price anyway. You don't know. Or you just hold back until, I don't know if wait till August, maybe like beginning of August, something like that. Send it in at the higher price and just wait for it to sell. I like to send my stuff in and then price it how I want it to sell and just leave it there at that price. And then check on it at, when the selling frenzy starts happening for back to school, and see if see if the prices are where you think they should be or where you thought they were going to be, and then price accordingly, that type of thing. So I tend to like to send it in just because I don't like to have a bunch of stuff. That's just me in terms of like, I don't want to have 20 books sitting there. I'd rather just send it in and store it at Amazon and price it where I want it to price it. Either I want to price it lower and just get rid of it and just sell it now for $20 less profit just to get the money back and keep going, keep turning it over, or I just want to add to my house or out of my space. So that's something to consider. I've noticed the price difference for vinyl on eBay versus Amazon. Let's see. Hold on. Let me put this up here. I've noticed the price difference for vinyl on eBay versus Amazon can be exponential. Yes. I bought vinyl on eBay for $8 sold on Amazon. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can flip vinyl and other stuff too, even maybe textbooks and some other stuff, flipping from eBay to Amazon. People do that for textbooks. People do that for vinyl. I'm sure they do it for other things too. Sure, for sure. I mean, there's whole like software for this, or program, or what do you call it? Like, what am I trying to say? Program trainings, I guess, where people talk, excuse me, other resellers talk about this and flipping from eBay to Amazon for sure. So if you can get it for $8, hi baby, you can get it for $8 on eBay and sell it for $40 on Amazon. No brainer, right? If you do that over and over and over again, you're consistent about it. It's just that, you're spending more than if you were to go wherever for the vinyl. But again, right? Like, if you can get it for $8 and sell it for 40 and you make, I don't know how much you would make off of $40, the profit on Amazon, maybe $30 or something. So you make over $20. I mean, if you're able to double or more than double your money each time, sure, it makes sense. Or you get more than $40. Absolutely. So that's why I recommend looking on Amazon first for vinyl, and then which is what I sold most of my vinyl was on Amazon. That was before I started eBay, though. I started eBay in 2017, and I did a lot of vinyl in 2016. So definitely check Amazon first before going on to eBay. As a collector, I buy a lot of vinyl on Discogs. Yep, I'm going to consider selling there as I'm very knowledgeable. The pressings are many and time-consuming to identify and prep for sale. Are new sellers on Amazon allowed to sell vinyl? That's a good question. If you other guys know, let JD know, but I don't. I think the music category in general is gated, if I understand it correctly. So that is CDs and vinyl. But correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that you have to get ungated. I don't think you can sell vinyl but not be able to sell CDs. I don't believe so. I think when they say CDs are gated, they mean the music category. But I'm not 100% sure of that because I was grandfathered in. But from what I've heard from others, I believe that's how it works. Yeah, Discogs is I've never sold on Discogs, but definitely that is the place for collectors. And my assumption is they don't get the kind of traffic that Amazon or eBay gets. However, they do have, like you said, Les yourself, they have collectors on there, people that really know vinyl, know what they're looking for, understand all of the, what do you call it? The ratings, I guess, the, good, very good, near mint, excellent, all that stuff, and all the vernacular. Time consuming to identify and prep. Yeah, I would say it's more time consuming to identify for sure. In terms of prep, you can buy, so for Amazon, you have to buy a suffocation labels. So you get you put it inside of I have them up there, transparent. Hold on. Here's the ones that I used. Transparent bag, poly bag, I guess it's called. And you can just slip it in there. It's got a self-adhesive. You just take off the strip. And then, I don't know if I have them here. I think I might have them actually I have them at the warehouse. They're suffocation labels that you can buy, a whole roll of them, and you have to slap them on there for children. Amazon requires that, and then you just send it in. In terms of mailing it for merchant fulfilled or eBay, you can buy. I have them in my garage. They're boxes, vinyl boxes. I mean, they're cardboard boxes for shipping vinyl, and they fold over. Excuse me. They're like 13 by 13 inches, and they have different perforations for how big you want to make it. And then you can just ship them that way individually if you're selling them on merchant fulfilled or eBay. So I recommend getting into vinyl. If you can't do it on Amazon, if you're not ungated, then probably try eBay. I've never tried Discogs. I don't know. It seems like you'd need a pretty big, I mean, like anywhere else, but it seems like you need a pretty big inventory to sell a lot. Brian says, I'd like to send textbooks in ASAP because it's possible the demand for the book goes away by August unless it's only a few years old. It might sell for what you want it to in the meantime as well. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So JD said, so do they ever ungate anyone for music on Amazon these days, or are sellers all grandfathered? So yes, there's definitely a lot of grandfathered sellers like myself, but I know there are services that will help you get ungated. I don't know if they're 100% guaranteed to do that, or how much they charge, because I know they charge a fee for that. You can try to do it yourself, but I'm not. What I understand, you have to get invoices from a manufacturer, buy a certain amount, and then submit those to Amazon, the receipts, and that's possibly how. Sorry, that's possibly how you can grab some. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm blanking here. Yeah, that's how you can possibly get ungated. So I don't know if you guys know any of the services that do that. Definitely let JD know. The vinyl boxes are not pricey. I bought them on eBay at this moment. I don't remember. Let's see if I remember how much they were. Give me 1 second. See if I can figure out here what I bought on eBay. Bubble mailers. Yeah. I'm looking at my history to see if it shows up. Oops. Oh, here it is. So, let me see if it's still on eBay. Here it is. Let me show you. Aha, I found it. 1 second. Here it is. Okay. I wanted to share the screen with you. So here it is, 25 premium. So $23.50. Yeah, so they fold up, and it's free shipping, and there you go. So I don't know if that's price, you consider that pricey or not, but you consider, what is that? That's less than $1 per box. So what is that? Yeah, I don't know, 80 cents or something. So it depends, right, on how much you're spending on the vinyl. If you're spending a couple bucks, then it's probably worth it. If you're spending a lot more money, then maybe it's not worth it. But I mean, just consider, price that into your prices, into your cost of goods, and that can probably be worth it. Dylan asked, what's your experience? Oh, 1 second. Let me stick onto the vinyl. JD's question, then I'll come back to you. JD says, do you clean all your vinyl you sell? Do you play test? So when I look at vinyl, if I'm going to resell it online, I will, well, I guess also locally too. I want to make sure it works. But generally I will, let me get out of this page. Okay. Um, so I will do a visual inspection like I do with CDs, and I'll take a look at it in the light. And if I see any, so smudges are usually okay unless they're horrible. uh, some smudging is usually okay, but scratches, what I do is I run my fingernail across it, and if I can feel it with my fingernail, then it might be a problem. So then I'll play test it. And I bought a vinyl record player. I mean, you're a collector, so you probably already had a vinyl player, but I bought one several years ago for that, to be able to play test them for that reason. And also we started collecting here, and we could play stuff for us and the kids. But I play test it if I run my fingernail over it and there's a scratch. I do not play test every one. And over time, you as a collector know, you can tell whether something's looks like it's in bad shape, and that's worked well for me. I haven't had, I won't say any issues. I've hardly had any issues with people not being able to play something, or there being some issue with it when they receive it. So, in terms of cleaning it, I have like cloth. No, I don't know. Oh, here. Like these. You can buy a packet of these. I forgot what the material is. But anyway, you can clean them with that, get all the dust off, that type of thing. I know there's I also looked into how to clean vinyl, and I found a couple methods, because there's these like little machines you can buy, and you stick the vinyl in it, and then you turn it on, and it kind of rotates or something, and it cleans the vinyl. And that wasn't super expensive for the machine. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but there's machines like that, or units like that you can buy. I don't know how well they work, but other than that, I saw some guy, he would just pour what is it called? A dish soap on it, and with his hands he would kind of rub it under the water, and he said it worked well. And I did that a few times with records when I was selling a lot of records, and it seemed to clean them up really well, and you have to leave them to dry. So it depends on how dirty it is. If it's super dirty, yeah, you might need to clean it, but overall, I have not had to do that. Dylan, what's your experience here? I'll put it up here. What's your experience with cassette tapes? I've had lots of sales of a $9.99 or $14.99. Not much, but it adds up. So I haven't sold a ton of cassette tapes. Let's see. In terms of Amazon, I've sent probably a few dozen in, and never had any major sales, big sales on them, but they did sell. eBay, I have sold some lots, audio cassette tape lots. Individually, I've sold a few on eBay. Like anything else, look it up, but I would say in general, like vinyl's going to be more valuable. CDs, depends, but it depends on the cassette tape. I mean, there's certain genres. Like I saw a guy in a Facebook group saying that he sells old raps, audio or rap tapes, cassette tapes that were independent groups that never got much traction, but have a following, very big following, or big, steady, loyal following, and that they're hard to find. I don't know where he would find those to flip, but he said he was selling some for like $200 on eBay, because they're just here. Let's do a quick. They're going for a lot of money. Let me see here. Rap cassette tapes. I'm going to look it up here and see what is sold. All right. Whoops. So let's just do this together here and see. So I put in rap cassette tapes. Here's one for Nas. Well, they listed it for $20. Cypress Hill, $9.99. I never even heard of them. Oh wow, look at that. So that's a single for $27.99. Wow. L Cool J, UKR original. So $18.99 with three times. So G Funk, $30 for three of those. Look at this one. Rare Lisa Left Eye. Oh, that she's from TLC. Uh, and Lauryn Hill. I mean, look at these. Look at this one. Bones and the Sons of Midnight. The Demon Inside Cassette. Red Tape. Horrorcore Rap. $150. Here, let me go back and see if you guys are chatting. RBL Posse. Yeah, they're from San Francisco. RBL Posse. So I could see they only put out a few albums, and the guy, one of the guys was actually shot and killed. One of the two rappers. So I can see why that goes for money. Let's see here. $14.99, $25. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Huh. Let's try. I bet you another one would be. Watch. Let's try punk rock. $14.99, $11.95, $29, $8.99. This is not quite as popular. Yeah, just not sure how long it will last. These aren't as so as you can see, just comparing punk rock to rap. Rap is much more valuable. I mean, in terms of cassettes, if you come across them, than punk rock. Because look at that; these are don't even compare. So, yeah. So yeah, horrorcore. I know. What is that? Horrorcore rappers. Check it out. Horrorcore. Subgenre of hip-hop music based on horror-themed and often darkly transgressive lyrical content and imageries. Oh, the Ghetto Boys. I don't know if any of you guys know who the Ghetto Boys were, but they were a super popular group from the South, from New Orleans, from Fifth Ward, and they were. I could see why they would be horrorcore. Yeah. So. Let's see. JD said. Oh yeah, talking about warps to vinyl records. Yeah, warping is one thing, right? So you just you put the record up to your eye level and you look at it and you see if it looks pretty flat. Sometimes you can just spot it that it's pretty bad. If you're not sure, test it and sometimes it'll wave as it goes around and around, and that'll yeah, spin cleaner. Okay. Don't use dish cleaner. Oh well. I guess that guy didn't know what he was talking about. Um, so anyway, let's see here. All right, guys. This was awesome. We got to talk about a lot of different stuff. I really appreciate you guys participating and commenting, because that really does help with talking about different topics. So that was awesome. I'll do another one tomorrow at 7 a.m. What is today? Today's Thursday. The week is flying. You know, on Tuesday it felt like the week was already through the week for some reason. It just was long days, and it's weird how that happened. So it's Thursday already. My kids have another 4 weeks of school or homeschooling until there's through May and into the first week of June. So anyway, we're probably gonna do some homeschooling today. But I appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna play the theme song, and so you guys can enjoy it again, because I know you guys love it. And we got a chance to talk about a lot of different stuff for reselling, about reselling different stuff on eBay. And who was it? Dylan? Was it Dylan that gave a good idea about GameStop and possibly going on there and seeing what they have. Yeah, days running together a bit for sure. So I'm gonna take a look at that, and today what I'm gonna do is and I'll record some of it so I can share it with you tomorrow. As I'm gonna pick up a bunch of bookcases, and that'll help me for my local sale. Um, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. We will get to it tomorrow and talk about some interesting stuff. If you guys have ideas, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great day. And as always, guys, keep booking, but also make sure and stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Oh, you know what I forgot? I wanted to share. Yeah, you too. I'm going to post a video right now. It's called Should You Sell Amazon Merchant Fulfilled or Stick to FBA? And I'd appreciate it if you guys take a look at it if you have a chance. I understand if you're busy, but I'm going to publish it right now. Go up on the channel, and there it is. I'm going to go over here, and there it is. It's live. You saw me publish a video live on the stream. So yeah, guys, if you have a chance today, definitely take a look at it. And I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day and stay safe.